Hi, welcome to LB0 Fox Indian Norwegian Adventures on this cold and rather chilly winter day. We're gonna take a look at product today. Oops, that was not supposed to happen. We're gonna take a look at a product today which comes in this little canvas bag, which is basically too small for what it is. And this is something I've wanted to review for quite a while, and my friends over on AliExpress asked if I wanted to review this, and I figured yes, why not? And what this is, and I'm going to unpack this into the individual parts and try not to have them slide all over the hood of my car here. And there aren't many parts here, basically 3 parts. It's this 1-to-1 balun from Windcamp here, and 2 winders with wire, because if we take a look at this winder here, it has a little bit of a table down here. I hope you can see that, and that tells you which bands it's for. And this is, if you haven't figured it out, a dipole, but there's something special to it, and I'm gonna unwind it a little bit here. Just gonna move a little bit backwards, because it has markings from every band. So it's got a mark for 6 meters, for 10 meters, 12 meters, 15, 17, 20, and so on down to 60. And what that allows you to do is that you wind out the dipole to the correct length, and you have not a multi-band dipole, but you have several monoband dipoles in one package, which is something I'd really want to see how good it is. It's not compared to a link dipole where you have the same length out all the time. The thing is, though, you have to adjust the rope length and the tightening of the antenna every time you do some adjustments to this antenna. So this is basically a monoband system where you decide which band you want to operate on, you deploy it for that, and it's actually a lot of work to deploy it otherwise. And just to get the formalities out of the way, this kit is sponsored by AliExpress. If you haven't heard about AliExpress before, AliExpress is an online marketplace where you can get pretty much anything, and by anything I mean anything, but I use it for ham radio gear such as this dipole. There will be some discounts codes over here during the video, and I'll leave an affiliate link for this down in the description. But first of all, let's take a look on what I really think about this antenna system. And one of my big gripes with a dipole is that it takes up a lot of room. Right now I have a 10-meter mast here. We can't utilize all of the 10 meters though, because the top section is going to be a little bit too wobbly, so we're going to go a couple of sections down for it, which is going to be already at this point an issue, because we're going to lose a couple of meters on deployment. I think this is a good section. The second thing with the dipole is that in addition to the mast, though, you got to tighten it out to both ends. The mast is going to wobble. It's going to take up a lot of rooms. So I am not a big fan of dipoles portable, but well, let's go ahead and put it up nonetheless though. And I'm going to use that roller tape. I'm going to take the center piece here, and I'm just going to tape it to the mast. And this is fluorescent gaffer's tape. I got it from AliExpress. I've used proper Tesa tape earlier, but that's relatively expensive, while this rather cheap tape from AliExpress does the same job for ham radio. And since it's fluorescent, it's high visibility. And high visibility in a lot of ham radio scenarios is a good thing. So it's a matter of getting this secured to the mast properly. And I'd rather use too much tape than too little. And once you have this secured, it's time to attach the different legs of the dipole here. And we're going to run this for 20 meters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook the leg onto it, and then I'm going to count the markers outwards towards 20 meters. And these legs have just hooks that secure to these banana plug screw terminal adapters here. So let's wind it out and see. This is 6. 10, 12, 15, 17, and 20. And what you do once this is secure is that you take these little knobs here and you put it in the knobs like this, and it's secured to 20 meters. Let's do the other leg as well. And you can see the hook right here, which simply just hooks in. It's actually a pretty good system because it does allow you to secure the leg without needing to unscrew the screw completely. And we're going to do the same thing here. Walk outwards and count the bands. And just as with the other one, we're just going to secure it here and we're good. Next step here is now taking some poorly secured or poorly coiled rope, and I've actually been a little bit sloppy when coiling this rope, so it took me a while to uncoil it. Not sure how much of that is going to be on the edit, probably not. And that brings us to one of the first issues here. This hole is too small for standard paracord, but we're just gonna tie a knot around the winder here, and that's gonna work fine. So let's get this and the rope just extended out, and we do have a nice tree over here, which is good for securing the rope afterwards. Then it's time to repeat the process. We're going to do the same thing here, just tie it off to the winder here. Then we're going to move this over here. We're not going to tie off anything until we've raised the mast. And now it's time to raise the mast, or not. There's always one thing I tend to forget on dipoles, and that's the coax. So let's go ahead and get the coax. And there's also one thing we need to do with a dipole and the coax, and that's tape it on equal length up the mast here. Otherwise, the coax is going to get drag and help the mast to dangle a bit more. So we're going to get this a couple of sections up, and then we're going to tape the coax off. And we're going to go as far back as possible just to get the angle as good as we possibly can. And this is about as far back as we can go. So we're going to tie it off to this table here. And what you saw now was, and I'm holding the GoPro here because we're going to use that a little bit later on. We're going to go over and take a look at the antenna. But yeah, that whole setup took me a total of 20 minutes, which means you probably haven't seen all of it in the edit. And that's one of the issues with a dipole, though. One of the things that kind of makes me dislike using dipoles portable, because I have a 10-minute rule of deployment. If it takes more than 10 minutes, it's usually not worth it for me. So as you saw, it was a little bit fiddly, but let's go over and take a look at the antenna though, and we're going to use the GoPro here. So from a distance here, you can see that we have the 10-meter mast, we have the apex of the inverted V dipole about, yeah, I'm going to say about 7 meters up here. So an inverted dipole for 20 meters at 7-meter height. Not bad at all. it's good secured, everything's good, except that it takes forever to set up. But the real deal here will be how well does it function as an antenna. And we're going to check that out now. We're going to go into the car, and then we're going to set up the station and see how that will work. And once that's done, I'm going to show you a couple contacts, perhaps 2 or 3. I'm not going to show the whole activation. Then I'm going to overlay the map, and we're going to draw some conclusions on what I do think about this Windcamp dipole from AliExpress. So the station we're going to utilize today is the IC706 Mark II-G, my usual portable station. We're going to hook that up with some power. And we're going to get the coax and get that into the car. But before we start with the coax, we're going to get an antenna analyzer out and see how resonant it is. And first of all, we got to tune it for the right band. We're on 20 meters. Not sure you can actually see this. 14.1, we're under 2. Let's check 14.3 because I usually operate on the top end of 20. 135. Hope you can see this. 1.35 at 14,300, so we're good with the dipole. Let's hook up the radio. We have power, we have antenna, or we almost have power. We need to do one more thing. That is, get this power cable over to the battery here. 20 amp hour LiFePro 4 battery. Used about 4 of those amp hours yesterday, so I have plenty of juice left for an activation today. There we go. We're ready to go. Let's go ahead and make some QSOs. CQ Parks and Deer, CQ Parks and Deer, CQ Parks and Deer, CQ Parks and Deer. This is Lima Bravo 0 Foxtrot India. Mike 8 station, go ahead.
Mike 8, Foxtrot Tango Delta, Foxtrot Tango Delta, QSL.
Mike 8, Foxtrot Tango Delta. That is QSL, David. You're 5 and 7 into Norway today, over.
Roger, Martin, 5-7 also, 5-7 also in the clear, QSL.
Yeah, QSL. My mic just dropped out of the plug here. 5 and 7, that is QSL. Thank you for hunting and enjoy your weekend. 73s.
73, have a good Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. This is Lima Bravo 0 Foxtrot India Parks and Deer. Any calls anywhere? Papa Delta 3 Radio Lima Alex. A lot of QRMs. I'll give you a signal report on the next over.
You're 59 plus 20, QSL?
Yeah, QSL, you're peaking plus 40 here on my dipole next to salt water here, over.
You're sitting next to me or something in my shack. Hey, Martin, thanks for the activation. Have a lovely Sunday. See you with the next one. Bye-bye.
See you, bye-bye. So, 59 QSOs and, well, let me check the log here actually. Let me see. 59 QSOs and well, about 35 minutes. 59 QSOs in 35 minutes. A pile up like I haven't had in ages. So I guess the dipole works as an antenna. And I didn't doubt that. A dipole is always an efficient antenna. My gripe with dipoles isn't that it's not efficient. My gripe with dipoles is that there's a lot of hassle setting them up. As we could see here, using 20 minutes getting this dipole set up, where I can rig a hamstick in 3 minutes. I can rig a quarter wave vertical in about 6 minutes, or an end-fed half wave in less than 10. So a dipole does take a little bit more work. But does that mean that it's not a good antenna? No, absolutely not. It's a great antenna. And I can wholeheartedly recommend this antenna. which is, and let me just check AliExpress here. This antenna is $96.83 at the time of recording. So it's not an inexpensive antenna by any means, but it's well built. It can take a beating. My only gripe with the setup is that, well, number one is that there's nothing to hang the balun with. There is a piece of string that comes in the package, but there's no way to attaching the string, so that doesn't help a lot. And the bag it comes in is a tad bit small. It's like you're 8 years old again, camping and trying to pack your sleeping bag in a way too small pouch. So those things are my only two gripes with this antenna. The fact that it's cumbersome to set up is not the antenna's fault. Hey, it's a dipole. Dipoles are cumbersome. It does require a sturdier mast than other antennas. I tried it with the LD6 dipole, or the LD6 mast the other day, and that mast wasn't strong enough for the dipole. So you need a robust mast for it, or you need to string it up from a tree. Those things aside, as I said, thumb up for this antenna, actually 2 thumbs up. If you like this video, keep on giving it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down. Do leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on dipoles? Did I do anything wrong? Anything, leave a comment down below. I'll read them and I'll reply to them. Do consider subscribing, and if you're not, I do a lot of these kinds of videos, testing antennas, testing gear, just so you can know what to get or what not to get, what's good and what's not. And besides that, I'll see you down the bands. I'll see you in my next video. Happy New Year when that time comes around. And 73, y'all.